Now, the last part is on how man is impacting environment. Okay, so in recent years, we have got many news on how global warming is affecting the environment, how increasing number of animals are being endangered or even extinct. Okay, so hunting is common, okay, usually for superstitions, thinking that, oh, the rhino horn, for example, can cure all types of ailments, which is absolutely having no scientific basis. Deforestation, the clearing of farmlands, okay, so when you clear farmlands, there is no plants, no roots to hold the soil. So when that happens, you will have soil erosion that takes place. Okay, of course, you have other impacts such as the destruction of animal and habitats, okay, reduction in oxygen, etc. Okay, so water pollution comes about when sewage, okay, that means the chemical waste, they are just discharged into the rivers. When the chemical waste they are discharged, what happens is that bacteria in the river themselves is able to thrive. So they grow rapidly, exponentially. So once they grow, this will then take up the oxygen. So now that there is no oxygen in a nearby stream or pond, other aquatic life will start to die. Okay, and these aquatic life organisms that require oxygen, they undergo aerobic respiration. Okay, some bacteria do not require oxygen. So when they do not require oxygen, these are called anaerobic bacteria. Okay, so these anaerobic bacteria, they are able to survive even without oxygen, and they will then start to release harmful gases. Okay, once these harmful gases are released, the area is no longer able to support any aquatic life forms. Okay, some unknown visitor might come to the area, and you will have bacteria components in the sewage themselves, which causes typhoid and cholera, resulting in huge numbers of epidemics. Okay. Another way this scenario can take place is also through farming. Okay. So excessive fertilizers will then enter into the nearby components. So this will allow algae to grow. Okay, so the keywords here will be algae boom. So once there is algae boom that is taking place, the plants, the algae themselves will start to compete for nutrients. Okay? Eventually, the number of algae will be so many that they will block out the sunlight. So once the sunlight is blocked out, there is no more photosynthesis that will be able to heat these algae. Okay, so what happens when there is lack of sunlight? Respiration will start to take over. So when we have got respiration taking place, that means to say that it will require oxygen. Okay, so in the requirement for oxygen, and there is also limited oxygen in the pond itself or the lake, it will lead to death of the aquatic animals, and the entire ecosystem will then shut down. Okay, now last but not least, we have got the pollution that is due to the insecticides. So insecticides, things, the common ones that are no longer really used in most industries like the DDT, they remain in the environment for a very long period of time. Okay, and they will also bring into animal bodies and also into plants and even humans. This is what we call biomagnification or bioaccumulation. Take note, biomagnification and bioaccumulation represents the same thing. Okay, it's just different terminologies. Okay, so the smallest creatures, they are not as impacted because they only consume a small amount of it. Okay, but larger organisms require more consumption of the prey, and slowly the amount of toxins in them will build up simply due to the increase in consumption. Okay, same thing goes to the fish. As the fish gets larger in terms of predator size, they get increasing number of concentrations of toxins. So who are usually the top predators? So the top predators are usually the ones that will end up with the highest accumulation in terms of toxin levels. And one of these so-called top predators will be humans, as we usually consume the larger components which end up accumulating in us.